Hello, I'm Darrell from NJ Hart. Throughout this video, there will be some links shown and mentioned. Any link that is shown or mentioned will be provided in the description below, so you will have access to them. This video is meant to share a usable strategy for educators very quickly. So if you'd like a deeper discussion of this topic, just reach out to NJ Hart and we'll arrange for you or your colleagues to either have an in-service or some kind of professional development opportunity as well. So in this video, we're going to get a quick overview of why learning to pronounce every student's name correctly matters, plus one simple strategy that you can start using immediately to help incorporate that into your classroom. So your name, it isn't just a label. It's really part of who you are, whether it's part of your identity, maybe your family's history or heritage, your story, cultural. There's a lot of things that names connect to. So if you have that connection, then you can imagine hearing your name twisted every single day, constantly by teachers, peers, whatever it may be. It's pretty awful. Or perhaps you don't have to imagine it because it's something you've already experienced. So when you consistently mispronounce a student's name, you risk making them feel maybe anxious, ashamed, or even invisible. We'll get a little bit more in detail on that as we go. So this slide here, I'm not going to spend any time on it, but a lot of studies have shown that mispronounced names create microaggressions. Students feel maybe othered, disconnected from the class, less motivated to participate. Some even avoid raising their hands if their names will be butchered again. This slide breaks down the research on the harm caused by improper name pronunciation or name avoidance. And you can pause the video at this point if you want to actually look at this in more detail, but because these are short videos, not the full session, we're not going to spend time talking about these. And then rather than causing harm by mispronouncing names, educators can actually do a lot of good by learning to say names correctly and using the students' names frequently. Research has shown that time and time again that accurate pronunciation boosts students' sense of belonging and psychological safety. They speak up more, interact with teachers one-on-one more often, and engage in class much more deeply. So pronouncing names correctly isn't just polite, it actually sparks engagement and fosters true inclusion. Again, you can pause the video now if you'd like to read through a summary of some of the positive impacts of using names correctly. All right, so here's what we're really here for today, a quick strategy, right? So today's strategy, we're going to focus on using student recordings of their names. There's other strategies out there. This is one that I use and some of my colleagues use. So that's what we're going to focus on today. So here is a very practical strategy. It's going to help you learn how to pronounce your students' names correctly. And it also allows classmates to have access to their peers so they can also listen to the recording and learn how to pronounce their names as well. We're going to use a website called Name Drop, and in that they can share a link of a recording of themselves saying their names. So here's how we do this. First of all, there's the website. Again, that'll be linked in the description. On the very first day of school, this is day one of school, I have them do this. It's a nice way to start to get to know the students as well. I have them go ahead and make this recording, and I'm going to show you on the screen the instructions I give to my student. They go to the website, they sign up. That takes a few minutes to do that. So this is a 5 to 10 minute process. Once they sign up, it has them record their name. They hit record, they say their name, they stop recording, they get to listen to it. If they're happy with how it sounds, they say yes, and then it's going to come up with a new screen. It's going to give them a link that is just for their recording. So then once they have that link, you see where it says spreadsheet right there. I took away that link because I'm not going to give obviously people access to my own classes. I made a sample one. Once they do that, you have them go into a spreadsheet where all the students have editing access and simply copy and paste the link to next to their name. So I always put my name at the top with a sample. So that link there actually goes to me saying my name, and then they all go ahead and paste those links in here. I use these links frequently, particularly early in the year, to go and learn how to say names that have sounds that I'm not used to saying, and I practice them. Doesn't mean I'm always going to get them 100% right the first time I use them with the student, but I'm close enough that the student can then correct me and knows that I'm making that effort. So once you've pasted that there, you have access to it, and this is a document I do give access to all of my students so they too can learn how to say their classmates' names as well, because just like teachers, students are going to be leery about using another student's name if they're not sure how to say it, and we want them to use those names. One more quick thing here. There's a couple of videos that I like to use with students. I think every teacher, by the way, should watch my namesake. When we do PD for teachers, we always include this one. But either one of these videos is a good way to also get students to understand why it is important to learn how to say somebody's name. In addition, real quick, on that day one, after they make the recording, I give my students an optional homework assignment. I don't really give homework, but here's an optional homework assignment. I ask them to go home and ask their parents, guardians, grandparents, whoever it may be, does their name have any special meaning? And in many cases, they have amazing stories. Some not so much, right? I have two daughters. One is named after relatives. The other one, just a name we liked, right? So the stories are going to be different. And then when they come back to school the next day, I give them the option to share their stories as well. And I've had some amazing stories shared by students. So I really encourage you to do that. All right. Well, that wraps up our little short training session on the importance of learning how to pronounce students' names correctly. If you would like more detailed information on this, look at the research or more training, visit our website, which is linked below, or reach out to us at info@nj-heart.org. Thank you very much for joining us and have a wonderful school year.